wrap up on August 15th demo series for MailChimp RSVP buttons. The demo data is the NFL, getting ready for NFL 2025. So let's get into it. Concepts here are kind of laid out in a pipeline. This pipeline starts with Mandy's Google Calendar client on the left. She's the organizer not only of the Google Calendar client, but the Calendar Snack console. And then Mandy owns a license for MailChimp. So she's using these three pieces of tech to actually build out a MailChimp campaign demo for the NFL. And in particular, what happens as she builds this out is she gains speed around the ability to actually exercise multiple MailChimp campaigns for the NFL. So the concept here is when she gets these buttons designed and inserted into the MailChimp campaign, somebody clicks the button and the calendar invite is sent out and we track it. So the demo setup is Mandy is the event organizer. We start with the calendar and the Calendar Snack app. Her overall role or actorship in this movie, if you will, is that she's in charge of promoting NFL game booths. She has a target customer group that is coming to this particular NFL game, and she wants to use a list in MailChimp. So in particular, she's promoting a VIP offer to come by the booth to get a free jersey. So it's a meet and greet. She has established that these people are coming to the game, and she's asking them to stop by the surprise vendor booth 983 for this particular game and pick up the jersey. She wants to integrate the MailChimp RSVP button, so when it's clicked, the customers receive the calendar invite and she can track it. So here is what happens here in the overall actorship of where she's at next. She actually uses the Google Calendar client. She prepares the data. She sends it to the create@calendarsnack.com processing box. She changes it a couple times, getting it right, updating the data, and then she finally makes sure there's no typos. She does some time changes, and she adds this promotion here about stopping by booth 983. So she sends it on to actually process it for final, and then she goes into the Mandy's Calendar Snack. In the organizer dashboard, she clicks on the MailChimp RSVP button, and she gets the particular API for this particular Lions versus the Bears. She copies it, and then she inserts it into her MailChimp campaign right here. And the API button for this game is now linked to the top button here and the bottom button for call to action. When these buttons are clicked, the calendar invite is going to go out to anybody on the MailChimp list that Mandy has sent to. So there's proof that Mandy sent out the campaign. It's sent to the list here. It's a good send. And Zach is an actor downstream in our movie that essentially is on the MailChimp email list. She gets the MailChimp campaign offer from Mandy as the organizer, and he is just somebody that happens to be on the list. He gets it, and he clicks it here or here, and he sends out a API command to go out and get the calendar invite out of the database. We build it on the fly for that UID, and we send it out to Zach, and we track it. So Zach says yes to the calendar invite that is received and now is on his calendar, and then we track the receipts back to the API gateway of the AWS calendar invite server. So what happens here in particular is Zach says yes. We capture that calendar receipt. We actually request the calendar receipts, and they are sent back in Mandy's Calendar Snack engine, and we aggregate those for RSVP analytics. So what happens typically in our event promotions with MailChimp, SendGrid, Klaviyo, or HubSpot is the organizer needs to update the calendar event information. This is due to location, time, date, or promotional changes. So instead of sending it just an email to that list, we're promoting the idea that the communication, if it's for time-based, should be done in the calendar invitation that was sent with a MailChimp click-through button. So she can do this by basically resending the same process workflow and updating the data. So in this one here, we have an update change that Mandy does for update number 2. And what she does is she changes the booth from 983 to booth 1000. So what's going to happen downstream is you're going to see it progress here in the console, and she makes the change of 983 to 1000 is made. She pushes the update out. So anybody downstream in the list, such as Zach, who is the actor in our movie, he has responded yes. In the demo, he gets an updated calendar invite with the changes. So he's going to get this updated calendar invite from 983 booth to booth 1000. We're going to capture that data here in Mandy's Calendar Snack engine as update 2, and you're going to see what happens to Zach here in the pipeline. So Mandy makes a change. The Calendar Snack engine API talks to the AWS Calendar Invite server. We send out the calendar invite on the fly, and Zach, who is on Mandy's list, receives the update, and update number 2 is sent, and then we gather the data in Mandy's Calendar Snack engine because Zach has said yes, even though there's been a booth update here. So not a big change. Zach says yes, why not? So in update number 3, Mandy, the organizer, we run through this one more time, she changes the date. So the date is pushed, she saves it, and she resends it to the processing center for the calendar snack, and Mandy will see these consoles updated over here. So you'll see update number 3 down here. You'll see the update pragmatically changed to 11:15, and then what happens in repeat is that any MailChimp customers that have responded yes or no, which is Zach, to the first calendar or second calendar or third calendar update, doesn't matter, it could be N plus calendar updates. If Zach's still saying yes or maybe to these calendar updates, he's going to get the updated one with the changes. In this case here, in update 3, as we walk through it, he receives a new calendar invite for a time change. And that's what happens in the pipeline. We walk through the pipeline again. Mandy is the organizer on the calendar side with her own calendar. She pumps the data to the AWS Calendar Invite server, is talking to the Calendar Snack app, and then we on the fly build out a new calendar invite to be sent. Zach gets it, and guess what? He says yes, and we gather the data. That should be the end of the demo here for today, and thanks for stopping by here on August 15th.